Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. My name's Catherine. I make the journals for Sunnyside Journals, and I have a little flip through today of a sweet little Christmas journal made from an old copy of a Charles Dickens book, Little Dorrit Volume 2. This is an old book. I do not know the publishing date. I tried my best doing my usual research and visiting my usual antique book sites, and there are still some old copies of this book available, and even they have no idea what year it was actually first published. This copy was published. So the best I can tell you, and from my experience of dealing with old books, is this book is old. And I could certainly tell by how worn out she was. I had to restore her spine and fortify it again. The ends, the headers and footers were very, very worn, and I had to actually fortify those with crocheted lace. And I actually like how that turned out. So in spite of her needing that help, the help ended up being very, very pretty. So I want to tell you a little bit about her some more. She has a hidden hollowback spine. Let me make sure I've got her in focus. A hidden hollowback spine. There are 5 signatures in her and a total of 112 pages of various sizes. And she has quite a bit of ephemera, but still plenty of room for her new owner to journal in her, or else add more ephemera and just do whatever it is that you wish to do to use it as your December prayer journal, your December memory journal for this year, maybe your favorite Christmas quotes. There's plenty of room in this little book. She's small but mighty, and we're going to open her up and take a look-see. She has a ribbon to hold her closed, but as you can tell, let me move these ribbons, plenty of room for more items for you to put in. If you can see, in order to be very, very full, she's got plenty of space. The cover was a little tired looking, given her age. I don't blame her. So I added some gold around the edges. I use my fingers, and I hand paint on the gold around the edges so that she feels a little festive again, once again. Because the cover was plain originally, I fussy cut this sweet little girl out of another Christmas book, and I added her to the cover. And then I added a brass book plate that says joy to the cover. And I thought that really, really, well, it's Christmas. It's a time of joy. So let's open her up and take a look-see inside. The end papers, you can't tell underneath what I've added, but there is pine trees and pine cones in the green paper. The illustration on the inside and the back side, on the inside cover and the back cover are illustrations from a Tasha Tudor Christmas book, and she's an amazing illustrator. As you can see, I doubled and added a burgundy border around it, and there are little detail metal brads on each corner. And then instead of an Ex Libris label in the front of the book, I used a Christmas tag with a plum pudding on it. All of the items in Little Dorrit are from thrifted sources. Everything except the glue and the distress ink where I've used it. I haven't used a lot in this one. A lot of the papers are already very old. And then, of course, the gold paint. That's new as well. It's, I don't find that secondhand paint works very well from thrift stores. Here is some lace off an old table runner that I found at a thrifted source. I added gold paint around the edges of the front and the back signatures. This is another fussy cut from that Tasha Tudor Christmas book. Inside here is a little tuck spot with a little English robin on it and a doily behind it. A picture of a little boy with his first visit with Santa, and it's also a journaling card. That's actually my older brother. So this picture is, well, don't tell him, but it's quite old. He's in his 70s now. Here is a Christmas bookmark. This is a scan from the actual Christmas bookmark that was in my great-great-great-grandmother's Bible. And I have left the back, I've fortified it and left the back blank so that you can journal on that as well if you choose. A page from Handel's Messiah, a page from A Visit from St. Nicholas. A lot of people call this story 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, but it's actually called, the correct title is A Visit from St. Nicholas. Tea-dyed paper. A page from Handel's Messiah, Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. So I have a picture of Mary. And these are from the Eloise Wilkin Little Golden Book of the Christmas Story. I believe it's called The Christmas Story. Music, blank music. This is the inside signature from a little Christmas book that I took apart. The other side of the music paper, the other side of Rejoice, O Daughter. This is a angel sticker from a children's sticker album that I discovered at a thrift store in their free giveaway bin, and it's from the 1940s. The same with this one. Tea-dyed paper. This is the other side of A Visit from St. Nicholas. I offset it because I really liked how that looked on the front. So this still gives you space to glue things on or just looks pretty. The other side of Handel's Messiah, it shows that it was originally $1.50. And the other side of the first signature, a little picture of the birthday boy. This is from a hymn book from the United Church of Canada, the first Noel. This is also a scan. I have the original, and of course I'll never part with it, of a Christmas card that was in my great-great-great-grandmother's Bible. This page is from a Christmas card book back in the day when we used to send Christmas cards. You can see the year up here. It was intended to be used in the 1900s. So this book is at least 20 years old. I've added a Christmas stamp and a little bit of lace detail here. And I also chose the page with the letter D on it for Dorrit. Even though Little Dorrit's first name is actually Amy, but that's got D for Dorrit. More tea-dyed paper. German paper with illustrations of German porcelain dolls. This page is also from the Tasha Tudor children's book. And then the center part is from my own Christmas decorations. It's a garland that I have of, some people call them Belsnickel Santas, and some people just call it Father Christmas. Many people now call him Santa. I think of them as Belsnickels when they've got like a hood on. I think of it as a Belsnickel, which I love to collect. Hopefully I'll post photos later on my Instagram. So the other side of the porcelain dolls, tea-dyed paper, the other side of the Christmas card list. I put another Christmas stamp here. You'll see, where possible, I have left the room for journaling. Where I've done my little fun part, I try to use on busy paper. So I've added this little picture of a Victorian girl carrying a little basket of holly. And then this is, again, a blank page. I've tried to just leave blank and leave that for the new owner to have fun with. So this was a snippet left over from the German porcelain dolls, so I included it. This is a page from Sears Roebuck catalog. This is also the other side of the Rejoice, O Daughter of Zion from Handel's Messiah. Beatrix Potter. It's two little mice filling a stocking. And it's for, I didn't have the December 25th, but it's December 26th, and that's Boxing Day. So for many of the poor people in London, that was their Christmas, because they got the leftovers on the 26th, which they were grateful for. And I'm sure my ancestors were amongst them, because my ancestors were from Camden Town, which is where Bob Cratchit and his family lived, in Camden Town in London. Was not a rich area in London then. I've made a journaling board for Little Dorrit. It's the first time I've done it, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. And this board, it's nice and strong. I've put a picture of, since this is Victorian times, there's a picture of Queen Victoria. This is a famous painting of her. I believe she actually did it herself, but I'll look that up. Don't take my word on it. Albert and two more of their children. And what this board is for anyone who isn't quite sure, if you want to be able to write in the journal, you can put the board underneath the paper and it gives you a slightly firmer surface for writing on. So that's the first time I've done that, and I'm thrilled, and I'm going to try and do that more often. So I just kept that in the center, and I've added a little tiny bulldog clip. Oh, that's right. This, although it looks old, this is also new. It's hard to find these teeny tiny bulldog clips at thrift stores. So this is new, and it has been aged to look old. More Christmas music. This is there's the center of this signature. This is the Waltz of the Flowers. This is the other side of the Beatrix Potter page. And I've added a little tuck spot with some little boys on Christmas morning, excited to open their presents. This is from, I believe, 1958. That's my family. Those are my brothers and my cousins. And then I added 25 for the big day. And this mistletoe up here is also from the Tasha Tudor book. This angel is also from that 1940s sticker book that I found serendipitously. A little sticker down here. This is Handel's Messiah again. Sears Roebuck. German porcelain dolls. Tea-dyed paper. This is coffee-dyed paper. These papers I've done myself. A little piece of lace. This is a from a calendar, 1987 calendar for December 25th. Here I've put a little pocket that shows an old English church, and I've just made it into a tuck spot. Here's a lovely Edwardian lady playing card that I have made into a journaling card. And I just put her there. You can put her wherever you like. More tea-dyed paper, left blank for you. Lace, Sears Roebuck catalog. This is part of the Hallelujah Chorus again from Handel's Messiah. A little child with a great big Christmas pudding and a quote from A Christmas Carol about Mrs. Cratchit's beautiful plum pudding. And speaking of plum pudding, I have included in this center signature, this is actually my recipe for plum pudding. So the new owner can, if they wish, give it a try. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to message me and I can walk you through it. It's actually very easy. It's a very forgiving recipe. It's foolproof and it's delicious and moist. And to me, that smells and tastes like Christmas. This is another sticker from that 1940s book that I found. More Hallelujah Chorus. This is also the Sears Roebuck, and I've made it into, because you can't journal, again, it's busy. So I took a little liberty here and made a little journaling spot. There's actually lots of writing space now. And then you can just tuck it behind here and keep it tucked in. There's a little Victorian child. Looks like she's all dressed and ready for the Christmas pageant. Lace, tea-dyed paper, another little journaling spot tucked behind. Oh, come on, out you come. There you go. So this is the other side of that calendar. So I've made it into a journaling spot for you. These also give you ideas on what you can do to make more journaling spots when you receive this book and make it your own. Fussy cut Christmas illustrations from other books. Tea-dyed paper. This is the final signature. I added a little tag on this side. Let me make sure there we go. On this side it says peace. That's a word snippet from a book. And on this side it says, hold on, I'm trying to make sure. I want it to be in focus. On this side it says comfort. And then of course I've added a journal alarm jingle bell. Oh, it's stuck. I'll have to make sure that you're ringing when you go to your new owner. On this side, I have included a little journaling card of music. This is another sticker from the, I believe it's from Denmark, this book. These stickers were from Denmark. Correct me, the lovely woman who let me know, because she lives there. And I believe she let me know that these were from Denmark. There's a little tuck spot here, and I did this on purpose. The children all snuggled in their bed, and if you're a parent, you know what it's like. There's the Hallelujah Chorus, because good luck getting the children asleep and sound in bed. I raised 5, and they were all good, don't get me wrong, but boy, Christmas Eve is a very, very exciting night when you're little. So I did that on purpose. That's the mom in me. More music, more Sears Roebuck, and I added a little Victorian child and another quote from Tiny Tim. So another Dickens quote, since this is a Dickens of a book. Sears Roebuck. This card, tea-dyed card, was blank, so I added a fussy cut of a Santa. And I also added a word snippet from, I believe this is from Little House on the Prairie. And it says Merry Christmas. Inside is another snippet from a Christmas card. So I cut that little wreath out. And then I added, this is a little, I believe it's a gnome from that 1940s Danish sticker book that I had. And a little bit of... this lace is from this lace, the same source. You could still see down here where this was a real Christmas card. It had the manufacturer's name there, and I don't want to see that. So this little fellow, he's lovely covering that up for us and making it look more festive. And lots of journaling space on there. Sears Roebuck, a little Victorian child. I added a bit of vintage seam binding ribbon here, and on this side there's a Father Christmas right there. More blank music. Here is one of my usual bookmarks that I include that has my mom and my grandmother on it. I can't not include one of those. The other side of the Hallelujah Chorus. And then here we come to the end. More of this beautiful lace that was on the runner. More Tasha Tudor that I fussy cut. More of the gold embellishing paint around the edge. Here's Tasha Tudor of children working in the kitchen. And then I've included a quote from the chapter called Santa Claus from Little House on the Prairie when Mr. Edwards runs into Santa Claus. This is also from that 1940s Danish sticker book, this little gingerbread person right there. And I thought that was a good way to end the book, where it says that was a happy Christmas. So this is Little Dorrit, my version of a Christmas Little Dorrit. There's still some threads hanging off of it on purpose. So the new owner, if you don't like threads, trim them off. If you like them, leave them be. You can see here, I frayed on purpose the fabric that I used to sew the signatures in with, and I really like that little detail. I think that looks very pretty, and I think when you flip it over, it also shows off that little bit of lace trim that's there. So this will be going up for sale in my Etsy shop later on Thursday evening, which is, let me figure out what day that will be. Oh, the 14th of November. And she will be available there for sale if you're interested in purchasing Little Dorrit. Please go visit my Etsy shop. The link is in my profile here on YouTube, and it's also over on my Instagram account. Thanks for watching. Thanks for visiting, and I hope you'll come back soon and see what other books I have created. Bye.